Capitol reporter Eitan Wallace was with the governor this evening and joins us now with more on his message.
Yeah, the governor certainly is feeling good now that his redistricting plan is moving forward. He called it a necessary step to fight President Donald Trump. And despite Republican efforts here at the state capitol to block it, his plan now rests in the hands of you, the voters. With that, Governor Gavin Newsom officially signed his redistricting plan, formally sending it to the ballot for a special election this November.
I couldn't be more proud.
It all comes after most Democrats in the state assembly and state senate approved the plan, a plan that includes this newly proposed gerrymandered congressional map aimed at helping California Democrats pick up more U.S. House seats in the 2026 midterm election. It will now be up to California voters to decide whether to approve the map.
In the most democratic way, submit to the people of our state the ability to determine their own maps.
Newsom and legislative Democrats emphasized the plan is necessary to combat Texas and possibly other red states as Republicans there move forward with the plan backed by President Donald Trump to pick up at least 5 GOP U.S. House seats.
They fired the first shot, Texas. Open your eyes to what is going on in the United States of America in 2025. That's what this is about. We're responding what occurred in Texas. We're neutralizing what occurred, and we're giving the American people a fair chance.
Newsom had previously stated his redistricting plan will not move forward if Texas Republicans and other red states do not move forward with their plans. But last minute Thursday, specific language in Newsom's proposal was changed to indicate California will move forward with the plan regardless of whether red states advance their plans. Newsom addressing that at this late afternoon press conference at the California Democratic Party headquarters in Sacramento.
Texas is moving forward. We know what they're trying to do in Indiana. You've got the governor, I forgot he's still there, DeSantis, in Florida. He now trying to get in. Missouri, come on.
California Republicans, meantime, argue the entire redistricting process has been rushed through the legislature. On top of that, many of them say they're opposed to the plan in large part because if approved by voters, it will pause through the end of the decade California's Independent Citizens Redistricting Commission in charge of drawing congressional maps.
How undemocratic. You want to talk about stripping people of their voice.
Despite that opposition, Newsom made clear he's not backing down from his ballot measure asking California voters to weigh in on the map, a ballot measure now titled Proposition 50. Newsom says he's confident it will pass.
Failure's not an option.
And of course, we could still see lawsuits trying to challenge Newsom's plan. But if all goes according to his plan, the statewide special election will take place in just over 2 months on November 4th. At the state capitol, covering local news that matters, Eitan Wallace, Fox 40 News.